Hi and welcome, Cheryl Whitman, CEO of Beautiful Forever Consulting. We have a very exciting day today. We're understanding all of what goes into the hair growth opportunities. And it's actually very new in the med spa business. So this is like groundbreaking in a way, as far as I look at it. And I take my hat off to the hair loss business, the non-surgical hair loss business. So today's interview will be very interesting. And I did want to give you a pointer that, there's a 20% annual growth rate in this industry. And the med spa industry is nowhere to be found when it comes to hair at all. There is a little bit of scalp and hair health, but very little. There are so many easy solutions without big equipment purchases. So today, my interview will really bring us into the depths of what is going on and how there's a 212% markup minimum if you private label hair in a box products. But the entry-level hair loss business is lower cost with great results. Yes, you can tack on PRP and microneedling and hydroscalp and lots of other things. But this is an alternative to surgery and PRP if you don't want to offer anything else other than products. So there is lots of opportunities here. We need to educate women, and Prerna is going to help us with that. So let's go on to Prerna's bio so I could tell you more about her. Okay, so I've known Prerna for almost a year, and I've been very interested in all that she has to say and offer. The Indian culture in itself is so amazing and has so many interesting things to offer when it comes to skin and hair. And so Prerna is the CEO and founder of HairSmart, and it's the world's first East and West blend of natural hair loss solutions. And she's actually an educator and trainer for physicians, and she's been in the hair loss business and for over 12 years, as she will tell you about it. She's the author of BU, a HairSmart complete guide. So she's going to talk to us today about her hair wellness background, and she has amazing information and the whole Ayurvedic system and program that she focuses on and balances her whole business on. That's all natural, is wonderful, opposed to everything else that's out there that's pharmaceutical or drug related or not natural. And it's all in the marketing, but this is all about important data that we have to share with you. So I'd like to introduce Prerna to you today.
Hi, Cheryl. Thank you for
having
me.
Prerna, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
I'm glad we're out of the hurricane eye, which is good. So, so we're here to talk about sharing pearls and alternatives. So, we talk about creating new profit centers in the medical spa business all the time, and I'm always looking for new ways that I could educate my clients. And the truth is that the hair has never really come up in this business. Yes, there's a lot of hair restoration doctors, and there's a lot of people out there talking about, oh, my hair is thinning, my hair is receding. I want to prevent my hair, from falling out. I don't want to look like my mother or father, that are bald up here. So that's why we have you here on stage to talk about yourself first, because I want to hear about your journey. You have a really interesting background and journey. So the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Cheryl. You're absolutely right. So everybody keeps telling me, you introduced this new company in the hair loss space. It's so crowded. What were you thinking? Are you out of your mind? And I keep telling them, it's not as crowded as you think. I always tell them there's a lot of products. When we go to a pharmacy or a Walmart, we have our shampoos and conditioners and off-the-shelf serums. And then there is a lot of competition when you have a guy losing hair. You can get a transplant. You can go for so many alternates because men are very heavily marketed to. But when it comes to women, most women, either they get more and more expensive haircuts that are camouflaging their hair loss, or they're talking to their stylist or their sister or somebody in person in private, because women are not being catered to when it comes to professional hair loss treatments. And most women, we get Botox and fillers, and we all have a good med spa after 35. But when we go to these med spas, there is no hair service or the professional hair growth, which is why I think offering a complete turnkey solution for hair loss is not just good for your clients, it's just good business in general, because women have hair loss. It's a fact, it's a statistic that 8 out of 10 females and males have hair loss, and the men are well catered to, but women are long forgotten. And there's also another statistic, Cheryl, that most women who have hair thinning to some degree, they're spending between $200 to $250 a month just on expensive products and stuff. That's not really doing anything to their hair, just makes them feel better that, oh, I'm doing something for my hair.
You know, and that's where you had discussed with me creating the Hair in the Box program. And now what's new, and you're the only one, and you're looking for exclusive med spas to enter, would be private labeling the Hair in the Box program. But along with that comes a lot of education.
Yeah, I would love to tell you about this Hair in a Box. So basically what I've done is I've tried to simplify everything and take all the hard work out of the med spas. So it's a complete turnkey program. We call it Hair in a Box because it's literally a lot of really good for you products, topical, serum, supplements, light therapy. It's a combination protocol because hair loss, unlike a lot of other problems or beauty services we do, hair loss is a beast. It takes a lot for people to lose their hair, and it takes a lot for people to grow it back. So the Hair in a Box is a well thought out, well formulated protocol that has light therapy, that has a lot of Ayurveda, which is close to my heart. I am from India. I have a background in holistic wellness science of Ayurveda. And then being here for 20 plus years and being in the hair loss industry and actually having hair loss, I know what Western ingredients work. So this Hair in a Box is a complete protocol. We private label for the med spas. We train them on how to package it, how to sell it, and we help promote and we help promote it for them too.
So let's go back a little bit to how you started in the business and then you created your own business. I think that's important. So yes, the vitamins, the serums, the oils are all great. And the ingredients are amazing. I've gone through every single ingredient. And anybody who knows me knows I do my homework. But, you know, tell us a little bit about, you know, like your journey being from India and what's the difference with your background opposed to us Americans who everything has to be fast and quick and, you know, and efficient within 5 minutes.
So the biggest difference between holistic wellness and allopathy is allopathy treats the symptoms, and a lot of Indian holistic remedies such as Ayurveda, we treat the cause. And we believe in Ayurveda is a 5,000-year-old science that has been brought down by the sages and the big spiritual leaders. And it truly believes that everything that we see in the body as a disease, like fever or headache or a migraine or a rash or hair fall or allergies, these are all a symptom. The cause is an underlying imbalance in the body. And Ayurveda seeks to treat the imbalance, so the symptom will take care of itself. And Ayurveda is a very big science. What I have done is I have tried to make it more accessible for all of us modern Americans here, because we do want the immediate gratification. We do want fast results. And we are not going to go to the Himalayas and start to extract our own herbs. We want things to be simple. So what I've done is I've taken a bunch of Ayurvedic plant extracts that are proven to treat hair loss by treating the inflammation and the stress in the body and the heating of the fire element in the body. And then I've combined that with nutraceuticals and light. So one of the main differences is, for example, in the US, there are a lot of brands that are using the drugs finasteride and minoxidil. And for a very short span of time, they give you results, but just like every drug, it has severe side effects. And also, as soon as you stop using them, all your hair falls out. So it becomes it's a big nightmare. I'm not opposed to, I fully support my industry brethren and my doctors. There is a place for drugs, but there is a bigger place for alternate therapies because there's a big demand for plant-based. So So everything about
even
Hair in a Box, everything that we have, it's fully natural, no chemicals, no drugs, completely safe to treat your own hair loss at home.
No, which is great. So you mentioned light. Tell us a little bit about what light is included and why the light makes a difference.
So a lot of med spa owners and providers know this, but light itself is a very big therapeutic science. And it is predicted that by 2025, every home in America will have between 1 and 3 therapeutic light devices, because different wavelengths of light treat different things in the skin and below the skin. Blue light is for acne, red light is for metabolization and rejuvenation, and so on and so forth. So light is not new. It's been around for decades. However, using light therapy, it's been used for vets, it's used in muscle regeneration. Light is a very studied, clinically studied science. Red light therapy is the most clinically studied science to regrow hair. Again, it's non-invasive, drug-free. So what we do in our Hair in a Box is one of the most critical aspects, or one of the 3 critical aspects, is light therapy. We use laser light therapy to stimulate the hair follicles to grow hair. And so red light is basically, what we use is a spectrum called visible spectrum of red light, so 650 nanometers. I don't want to bore you with the technicalities, but it's the exact wavelength that you need to metabolize the hair follicles.
And I've seen a lot of these low-level laser caps with light at all of the hair restoration clinics. And I know that before you step lightly into the med spa business, that you were dealing mainly with hair restoration clinics. So tell us just a quick brief on that.
So that just shows you how powerful the laser hair therapy is for hair growth. Even after a transplant, most transplant surgeons are using laser hair therapy devices to enhance their surgical outcomes, because just transplanting a hair from the back to the front isn't enough. You need to metabolize, you need to regrow that hair to make it healthy, to make it thicker. So a lot of times, most of my clients, which are hair transplant doctors, they are almost making it mandatory for a surgical client to use laser hair therapy. And sometimes they get young men who are not surgical candidates. For them, the only option is light therapy and supplements and topicals.
You know, and then the old-fashioned caps that I used to see years ago, you had to leave on 30, 45 minutes. How is your cap different?
So yes, so there's been a lot of advancement in the field of laser hair therapy. There are a gazillion brands on Amazon, on the internet. Some are great and some are not so great. It's very important to know what you're buying into. In terms of laser hair therapy, power matters. So how many diodes? Is it a real laser versus is it LED? How easy is it to use? What's the treatment time? We have a 7-minute treatment time, which is a very big advancement, because compliance is equal to efficacy. We all know that. If something is easier, you're going to do it. If it's too difficult, you're not going to do it. So what good is the greatest and latest device in the planet if you're not going to put it on your head and turn the machine on? So I definitely encourage providers to make sure they are getting a medical strength. There are a lot of consumer strength devices. So you want to make sure you are providing your patients, your clients, with medical strength, good quality devices that you can put your name behind.
So now let's say I use the cap for the 7 minutes a day, and I use the serum, you know, and take some vitamins. How long will it take to really see any kind of results?
So hair loss is complex. It's not instantaneous, which is one of the reasons why sometimes it is a hard sell. Unlike a facial or an injector, you can see instant results. It does take between around 3 to 4 months to see results that you can capture on a camera. But I have always noticed, Cheryl, in my experience, that women are much more intuitive in general. When they have hair fall, they know they have hair fall. When they have less hair fall, they notice it right away. So, but medically speaking, we generally do our studies around the 17-week mark. So it's about 4 months. But if somebody was in a combination program, you could see results as early as 2 months. just to be on the safe side, we like to say 3 to 4 months.
No, that's great. So, so now we want to educate women, and a lot of women are talking about prevention, the younger women, where in my days of growing up, nobody talked about prevention. But now the educated consumer, the internet, so everybody's talking about prevention. How does this hair in a box program fit into the prevention box?
It fits right in, because you, for med spas, the kind of clientele you are seeing, regardless of how old they are seeing you because they care about their appearance, they care about how they look, and they want to be ahead of the aging game. They don't want to be behind the 8 ball. So with hair in a box, you can stack the programs. We can create prevention kits, we can have growth kits, and they stack. So depending on your client's budget, your client's needs, we'll basically train you on how to create prevention versus growth kits. And they're very affordable, and it's very easy. So the whole compliance for the end consumer takes between 1 to 7 minutes a day. That
Which
too
is great.
passive. You're just wearing a hat, you're going about your day. So it's very, very easy. And women, especially, I mean, our hair frames our face. It's our crowning glory. It makes us feel youthful, more attractive. Hair is a very big emotional topic. It's just that we haven't tapped it in the med spa, but it's my estimate that once the med spas are onto hair, this business will explode. Women just don't know they can talk about their hair at the med spa.
Well, it's true. I don't think, forget about med spas. I don't think women talk about hair prevention or hair loss all that much. Like you said before, they go to their hairdresser, but what does the hairdresser really know other than, you know, try this shampoo or try this conditioner? They should be referring out to professionals.
They should. Most hair salons, most hairstylists and hair salons, they'd rather sell a nice keratin protein treatment or a spa. Hair, I always in my trainings, it always comes up. Hair salons are about the look, feel, and manageability of your hair, what's already out. They are not going to be concerned about what's coming out from the roots and what's going on with the actual follicle. So a great shampoo, a great serum, and a great, like a frizz soothing serum, it'll all about appearance, but it's not about the actual growth. It's not an inside out job, which is why we need to take this seriously.
No, I agree. I think that the younger you start, the better results you're going to have. So the last question I really have is about women. And, you know, people talk about, you know, the mommy makeover, then they talk about the pre and post menopause stages. All of that comes into play with hormones. But there's other reasons why people lose hair or hair falls out. I'll notice before I met you that I had a lot of blonde hair on all the black clothes that I wear. And now there's less and less of it. So is it really hormonal, or what is, how do you see it?
So there are 4 causes of hair loss. And this is a great question. We must have a little bit of education. Hair loss is caused by genetics and aging. That's the first bucket. So if you have hair loss on your mom's side, dad's side, and you're growing old, both of them combined, you're going to have hair loss. Then you have lifestyle related hair loss, which is why the hair industry is growing at a 20% rate, because our lifestyles are inducing hair loss: stress, nutrition, blue screen radiation, phone time, screen time. We don't have as nurturing relationships, breakups, divorces, stressful jobs. A lot of my clients are between 20 to 25-year-old college students and investment bankers who have massive hair fall because they are moved into a new city in a new job. So genetics, lifestyle, pollution, which we don't have here, but in a lot of countries, they have so much pollution, their hair falls out because of pollution. That's not applicable so much here in America. And the 4th is illnesses. Do you have any underlying iron deficiency, thyroid, PCOS? Did you go through chemo? So illnesses. For the most part, there's no pollution, and illnesses you can just ask. But for the most part, across the board, women above 20 to 25 to 20 to, if somebody is losing hair at the age of in between 20 to 35, it's because of lifestyle. Anytime you have hair loss in women above 35, 40, it's a disease called aging. Our hair is aging, our hair is thinning. And we have
We don't want to age.
just classic female hair pattern, which is we have all over thinning. Women do not respond to the words balding and loss. Women will almost always say no when you ask someone at a med spa, hey, do you have hair loss? They'll say no. If you ask someone, do you have hair thinning, or do you have do you have volume loss? Then they'll be like, oh yes, my hair was so thick before, I had a huge ponytail. So it's important to also know how to speak to women. They hate the word loss. They will be like, yeah, I have overall thinning. And that's actually what happens. Women have overall thinning. We don't have like balding like men.
Yeah, it is very different. There's no question. And I'm sure we can have you on again and ask you so many more questions. So I think there's a couple of questions we'll answer before I let you finish today. Were there questions, maybe the most important ones that we could, that came in today?
I do see a question for Prerna about how easy is it to private label the hair in a box?
It's very easy. All you have to do is sign up and say yes. We can have a conversation. It's a turnkey project. We look at what your brand stands for, what you stand for, and we come up with a beautiful product line. We do the whole thing, and then we train you on it. We help you come up with pricing. It's a complete plug and play profit center. And we've had some very successful clients, and they're very happy. And it's been a great run so far.
Well, thank you. There will be other questions. So what we will do is send them over to you after. But if there are any questions or anybody would like to have a phone call with Prerna, just get in touch with us and we'll be happy to set that up for you. And I wish you much success. And I know the med spa business needs you. I know it will be a big hit. It's going to take a little bit of time of education and information to get out there to educate women and to educate med spa owners on how important this is to offer this as an additional service. And they might already be doing some hair and scalp treatments with PRP, PRF, microneedling. It's also HydraFacial has a HydraScalp system that could be used in many ways. So there's lots of ways that we could even increase the revenue by adding, by adding.
I just want to end on this one line, that hair is truly the lowest hanging fruit right now for everyone, because people are losing hair at an alarming rate. So if you are a med spa owner, this is the lowest hanging fruit that you can introduce without having to get a new client. You just introduce this to your existing clients.
No, I think that's great. And I know you have some much more information to offer, as well as all of the Ayurvedic herbs and I mean, just everything that you have to offer that are in all your products that are amazing, that we'll have to go over in another webinar. But I thank you for today, for your participation. And next time we'll continue the conversation.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Lindsay.
You are very welcome. So we have tips for a more successful practice, as we always have lots of tips, and I write lots of monthly articles. This is a tip for all of you, as well as we have handouts for those that are on today's webinar. This is about 3 simple ideas to help you grow your practice. So there's lots of tips that we have adapted from our book, Beautifully Profitable. It's in a 6th edition, and we have the digital version offering a discount on it if you use the code PROFIT. You just spell the word profit, and you will automatically get a discount. And we offer some complimentary sessions if you're interested in expanding, creating new profit centers, growing your business, starting one up, anything with wellness, anti-aging, and med spa. So I look forward to meeting each and every one of you and joining us again for our next webinar.